Alrighty, good to see everybody on this beautiful day. Happy Tuesday. Today is June the 10th. I am Darren Ahern with Remax Results coming to you live. Just want to hope you guys are doing well, everybody out there, all that good stuff. And have you noticed that there's a change in the real estate market? Maybe you've watched the news, heard friends, family, others, watched your neighbor have a sign in the front yard that was taking a little bit longer than they'd like to get that under contract pending sign up, or that sold sign, that infamous sold sign. Yes. So here's the big deal today. I've been in this 22 years, over 700 families. I've been privileged and honored to help sell and buy homes and all that good stuff. And I'm on every week, every radio, WFMD, 9:30 a.m. local, nationally syndicated radio program. And Terry from Presidential Bank Mortgage and we talk every week about all the data, the trends, the tips, the tricks, and everything you can dream of. So here's the big thing that we have kind of going on right now. There is a shift in the market. This is something that no one likes to hear, especially sellers. Buyers love it. They've been waiting for this moment of truth. We saw the big shift and the big crash in, say, 2008, and then 9, 10, 11, 12 was pretty ugly. Big mortgage financial, big meltdown, the great financial meltdown. We don't have that right now. So if anybody out there is thinking like, oh, there's going to be a big crash, oh, this is going to be terrible, hold on tight, what are we going to do? It's not going to happen. I'm not seeing that. Now, natural corrections, how many of y'all know the saying? What goes up must come down. So what we're starting to see is things level off. Little by little by little, inventory has been rising over, say, in the last year or two. In a lot of places throughout the country, over half the country, we have seen inventory raise kind of come up about 25 to 40% as the worst scenario in most places that would have or inventory to come up. Now, that sounds like it's not a big deal considering a lot of places have had during COVID, and after a little bit in the last year or two, we've just started to see it shift. But before that, during COVID, we saw the lowest amount of inventory ever. Basically, for every one house for sale, we had 5 or 6 buyers fighting over it. That's why we have multiple offers. That's why homes were getting bidded up $20, $50, $100,000 plus to be able to just get it and not have FOMO, the fear of missing out. Interest rates, lowest ever. We couldn't believe it. Us as agents flipping out, raising our hands, going crazy because 2%, 3%. Are you kidding me? That's free money. That's what I kept saying to everybody. It's free money. So obviously that's changed. In the last year, if you've been paying attention, you haven't been living under a rock. Interest rates overnight, boom. We saw that never happened before in the history ever. We went from 3% to literally within 3 to 6 months, we went almost above 7.5 to 8%. It got there just for a split second. It felt like, and then boom, it plummeted down, and we were below 7. It seemed like this has been stagnant for like the last year. We've been at 6.5 to 7%. Right now, we're close to 7. It's like 6.95 on a conventional mortgage. Now, if you're doing a 15-year note, or you are doing an FHA or VA loan, government-backed loan, and not conventional, yes, you can definitely get 6.5 or less, depending on credit, loan values, ratios, incomes, and all that good stuff. So I share a lot of that on my radio program every week, and we're going to be doing that more and more in here on lives. So here's the big subject of the day. Well, we were in a place in a time, fairy tale land, that it almost didn't make a big difference in some regards. I mean, price cures all. Price is the most important thing that buyers ask about and want to know about whenever a home is for sale. Everything is about value in life, right? So whenever you have such a frenzy in a market that we've had that's completely not normal, people tend to overpay. They just do. They tend to overpay. I was always like, hold on tight, time out. This is going to change. This party's going to stop. The music's going to end. And all of a sudden, we're going to find ourselves in a market where it's going to get more balanced, which we're entering into more than ever before, faster than before that we've ever had in a spring or summer market. A lot of that is because everybody's been holding out. Buyer demand has gone down with interest rates. Everybody waiting for a price to go down. So in our local area, we're in Frederick, Maryland. And in the Maryland region, we're in the Northeast. And so we are probably one of the more isolated places in the nation. In the last 9 months, our home values have been flat. I mean, 9 out of 10 homes, communities, and places, they're flat. There's just no price adjustments over time that if your neighbor sold a year ago, you can just add 3, 4, 10, 20% to your price and get it. Those days are gone. That time frame differential, we've been kind of flat. Florida, decimated. You guys down there, sorry, you guys are taking a bloodbath. You're down 10, 20% or higher in some areas. Dallas, Fort Worth, Phoenix, Arizona, some of the Sun Belt and southern states have been taking the biggest hit. Midwest is just now starting to take pretty good hits. Like Colorado as a whole is down 5 to 10% in most areas, more than half. And the California taking a hit, and now the Northeast. Not too many places in the Northeast are taking much of a hit. And the most isolated is it us near the Washington, D.C. area. Or if you're near New York City, if you're near Manhattan, you're New Jersey, they're still getting multiple offers and the prices are still going up a little bit. Not like they were, but I hear from agent friends of mine and partners across the country that are expressing that they're still doing really well overall. The market is good. That's the thing people don't get. No matter what the news says, no matter what Zillow says, yes, they just downgraded their next year's forecast and negative 1% values adjusting across the board. Realtor.com and all these other celebrity places online out there, I call them the prima donnas. You know what? They don't have the crystal ball and they know the future, but they're making predictions and downgrade them from having 3, 4, 5, 6% appreciation values to going lower. So I did a poll over here and I wanted you guys to get in on it. The little poll basically says, what percentage of sellers are most apt to be able to have a tendency to want to overprice their home? It doesn't matter really what market it is in. So I want to let you guys make sure you guys check that out, click on that and give me what you guys think, because we really want to be able to share this on a radio program to know what you think that the sellers, you yourself as a seller, how your tendency would be. And what you as a buyer may think that the sellers are thinking right now in this market or almost any market. So really good stuff to be able to uncover and figure this out, because some of these trends, are they changing? Maybe, maybe not. So here's the bottom line is, when it comes to selling a home, this is mostly for sellers in this segment right here. When it comes time to selling a home, our job as real estate professionals, we're not to be able to give you an exact value. I know you're upset. You're like, yeah, but you're the professional. You do this every day. You should be pulling comps and all the data, and then give us a number. Give us a number. Where's my home going to sell? My favorite question is, what's my home worth? You know what your home is worth? Your home, whether you like it or not, is worth exactly what a buyer is willing to pay for your home in this market at this time frame, with exactly where things are at with inventory, interest rates, demand, all kinds of other neat little factors, whether it's direct inventory like competition that you have in your neighborhood, or indirect, which may be a little bit outside of the area of that. So you got to pay attention to those. A good agent is going to pay attention and give you all those stats, numbers, trends, and the information so that you are armed and dangerous with it, so that you can make a really good educated idea about what is really going on in real time. Now, the problem with today is you can't go back and sold comparables in your neighbor 6 months ago. They sold for 500,000, so we could put ours at 525. That's gone. That's gone. That's gone. That trend, the whole thing is gone in 8 out of 10 places in the country for the most part. It really is. So what happens is we start to really not look at solds, but you have to look at actives. What's your competition? Where are they at? How many price corrections and adjustments have been made? Who's pending? Who's under contract? What are all the valuation ideas about the home and the property? Okay. And that deals with size of the lot, age, square footage, basement, finished, unfinished, garages, on and on and on and on and on. So we look at all those things very strategically to sort of really determine, is your house superior, equal, or inferior to the competition? And that's the actives. And then, the other big one is, who didn't get what they want? What sellers were overpriced or didn't have the right condition or mixture of? They didn't get their home sold. They're mad. They're withdrawn or expired. They're off the market. Okay. That's about 30% of all homes today. That's what's going to happen. Because sellers, they just don't get it. They don't want to follow strategy. They think that their family members and their dog and their cat and everybody else knows a little bit more than they do about what it takes to sell their home. So if that was the case, you'd have success. It's true. You would be getting top dollar. You would be able to go through the complex, hundreds and hundreds of steps to make sure that you have it done successfully without any major lawsuits and glitches and problems and delays and all those things like that. So, but the biggest thing is price. Price is the number one factor we see more hypersensitive than ever before. buyers are accustomed to right now. Why? They're tired of overpaying. Who isn't? I mean, this has just been ridiculous to see values go the highest it's ever gone in the history of real estate. My 22 years, I mean, I remember when homes were 150,000 and now we're $600,000 is our average price points. Brand new builds where we live, they're starting to top off at almost $900,000, boys and girls. Do you understand that's over a $6,000 almost dollars a month mortgage payment, depending on how much money you put down in interest rates and time in terms of condition, of course, your time in your loan of 15-year or 20-year or 30-year mortgage. So the bottom line is this: price, price, price. Buyers are super sensitive to this. But sellers didn't have to worry because the market was going up. If you were a little bit high, the market would catch itself. Buyers would show up. Boom. You'd be pretty much fine unless you were way out there in left field. Today, if you miss their price point of where to be with a strategy by almost $10, forget it. You're done. As a buyer, seller, you are in big, big trouble because most buyers' mentality today is still like, hey, even if you're saying a 50-day average market time, not 1 week or 10 days, but add a week or 10 days, if you don't have your home under contract, a lot of buyers really still have this idea like, hey, what's wrong with the house? Why is no one purchasing it? What the heck is going on here? So that's something that's really, really important that we want to stress, and that we want to have a strategy that's going to be that you don't get stale. You're not on the market too long. You're not giving it away. You just have to have a strategy to where you get top dollar. There's 3 distinct different ways that I do that, and I like to show that in person. Okay. It's something that I have beta tested over and over and over hundreds of times in 22 years. And it really is absolutely amazing how it works and how effectively having the right strategy in place is. So number 1, the biggest thing, price, 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 value, value, value. If you start too high and you have to come down, it gets only worse. The reason why it gets worse is because 9 out of 10 times your first offer is your best offer as a seller, right? So the wishing, hoping, and praying game, that pretty much never works. The longer your home is on the market, days on market is the enemy of your asking price, period. End of the story. That is the Achilles heel, the kiss of death in real estate as a seller, is overpricing a home in days on the market. So I'd love to be able to help you guys out. I'll give you free advice, strategize. If you're in our local area, Maryland, PA, that's where I'm licensed. I have affiliate partnership members all over the country that can help you in any given market, that are extremely qualified, been in this business a very long time, and have sold lots of homes and have helped lots of buyers as well, and have maybe lived in the area for a long, long time. They know the terrain. They know what toys are kind of in their backyard. They know about what's kind of what. And that's the kind of person that you want to work with as an agent that's extremely seasoned, full-time, and we literally do this 50, 60, 70 hours a week or more. We're on the pulse of this thing. We're on the pulse, and we're going to be able to give you the best information so that you can make the best informed decision of what works best for you. Okay, so take that poll, and what percentage of sellers have a tendency that they want to overprice their home. So, all right, make sure you guys would do me a favor, thumbs up, like this video, share it, click the bell every time that I come on. You'll be able to see me, and also down in the chat, I'd love to get your comments. Anything that's related to real estate or mortgages, Terry and I cover on WFMD.com on 9:30 a.m. in the Frederick, Maryland local area and region. And you can also go nationally wherever you live in the country or the world. You can go on WFMD.com, and in the drop-down menu, we have over 400 past programs on your Frederick real estate update. And this is where we cover everything you can think of with real estate. Okay, over 400 past programs, and we're on live every single Saturday from 11 to 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. So like, thumbs up, click the bell, subscribe, share it with your dog, your cat, your friends, everybody that you know, and anybody that is remotely interested in anything that deals with mortgages and real estate. So let me know your thoughts. Leave some chat stuff there. I love it. All your questions, cares, thoughts, and concerns. I'm going to be covering a lot more subjects here and there that are very relevant to what's going on in the market in real time. We are in a big shift, boys and girls. I didn't think it was going to happen this fast, to be honest with you. We didn't see this coming. Not a crash, but it's surely a pretty darn good shift, and we are feeling it in the summertime months like we've not felt it in years and years and years. So hope you're having a great day. Enjoy it. Happy buying and selling. We're always here for you. Take care. You can go to my website, www.darrenahern.com. remaxremax.com, or you can give me a call at 240-344-1713. Take care. Have a great day and happy buying and selling. It is not about the home. It is all about serving you. Take care now. We'll see you next time. Take care now.